Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me, Missy Bumbles, to talk about prohibited medicine, cannabis. If you're under 21, I think YouTube wants you to go on get. I don't care, but do what you do, boo. If you're over 21, come hang out with me. You're my peoples, and let's get to it. So, according to E.L. Abel, he wrote a book called Marijuana, the First 12,000 Years. He claims that it has been around for 12,000 years, and it is mankind's oldest crop. Now, I mean, if you look at different studies of China, India, Russia, Native Americans, like, you're all going to find some sort of cannabis use. Even we'll even dumb it down as far as hemp, which, I'm not saying hemp is dumb. Been used for all kinds of stuff all throughout history. We'll get into that in another episode, but yeah, so today we're just going to talk about how old it really is and the precise medical uses that it can be used for, that at least that we have found through people with certain ailments and illnesses to have used it, and they testify that it works. So I think the first and foremost that majority of people use cannabis for is pain control. Now, not severe excruciating pain. I've broken bones. I'm not gonna reach for the bowl when I broke my hip or my hand or my foot. No. But once that pain lessens, for example, the broken bone, like days later, yes, that's when I would use cannabis to control the pain. It is used for chronic pain on a daily basis, back pain, knee pain, you name it. I have daily GI issues. It helps with, my GI pains that I have. I do have chronic lower back pain, so on and so forth. So that is what makes it so attractive, because especially with the last several years with the opioid crisis, marijuana is far less addictive. And you're not going to overdose on it like you would those pain pills. And also, the opiates, they're going to knock you slam out. They straight have a sedative effect. And they're going to knock you slam out. Now, depending on the type of marijuana, your endocannabinoid system, how often you use, tons of variables, it might knock you out, but I promise you it's going to be a much better sleep than opioid. Or at least when you wake up, you're not going to have a hangover. You're going to be like, oh shit, you seem well rested. That was awesome. It's my 2 cents. Cannabis is also a potential to replace NSAIDs, which is, your Motrin, Advil, Aleve, your anti-inflammatory over-the-counter medications. Because we know that the CBD, cannabidiol, in cannabis has the anti-inflammatory effect. So why would we take a drug that is going to eventually, over time, been proven to wreck your stomach and cause ulcers and even kidney and liver problems? I mean, I personally, I only use those medications when I am in a little bit more pain that cannabis maybe quite can't alleviate. But it's very far and few. Just for me personally, it is not the end-all be-all drug. It is not the cure-all, but it certainly can help. Oh, and to go back to the opioids and stuff causing sedative effects, same thing with multiple sclerosis and certain types of nerve pain. The current drugs that are on the market for those ailments and illnesses, I think it's Neurontin, Lyrica. Anyways, those drugs have extreme sedative effects, and people that have these ailments, they don't want to just sleep. Same with anxiety, benzodiazepines. Personally, Xanax knocks my ass slam out. I don't want to sleep. I just want to feel normal, or I just don't want to be in pain. Or people with multiple sclerosis and nerve, they just don't want to be in pain. Amongst other uses, Parkinson's disease. It's a very, very powerful muscle relaxant. Not so powerful as to knock you out, but people have sworn by its effects, especially with Parkinson's disease. Other chronic pain conditions that it can be useful for is endometriosis, which is a lady part issue, but still extremely painful, and fibromyalgia, which is just literally these poor people. Fibromyalgia is so sad. It hurts just to touch them. Like, you can't even like give somebody with fibromyalgia a hug without it hurting them. Like, it's just heartbreaking. But again, cannabis to at least maybe not save the day, but alleviate the day a little bit. And of course, we all know that cancer is a very, very big one. So a lot of studies have shown that it can actually stop the reproduction and of those cancer cells, and to help stop them from spreading. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, I got glaucoma. The prescriptions for my glaucoma. Again, glaucoma is just increased intraocular pressure. So, cannabis, THC, CBD, the entourage effect, it decreases the swelling, the inflammation in the eye. So very good for glaucoma. You see where this is where we're going. Life is a bitch. Cannabis is also useful for the pain and wasting syndrome from HIV, the weight loss from any drugs that maybe suppress your appetite, or cancer in itself. It helps stimulate that appetite so they can eat. And this isn't the end-all be-all list of all the conditions that cannabis can be used for medically. Just a very, very small list, if we're being completely honest. I do remember even seeing a story years and years and years ago about children. Again, I'm not condoning the use of it in children, but there was this, I believe it was like this severely autistic child who had seizures, or maybe I'm thinking of two separate kids. I don't know if they were severely autistic with seizures, or there was one that was severely autistic, and I know there was one that had like seizures daily. And these parents, they like infused tea or something. They weren't making their kids smoke, is what I'm saying. And by doing that, by microdosing their children, they substantially improved their lives. The one kid with seizures, I remember like they literally had multiple seizures a day on a daily. And once they started microdosing with cannabis, the seizures stopped. Now, I don't know about you, but that's amazing. That's fantastic. And for science to show us that our system is readily able and available to accept the medicine via our ECS is just proof that the medicine was put here on earth for us to use. We don't need to make any drugs. We already got a natural one growing in the ground. So, if you haven't already, even if you're in prohibition land, a state where it is not medically legal yet, it doesn't hurt to ever talk to your doctor about it. While it is still a very controversial subject, especially amongst the medical community, it's still coming around. I know that where I live, I've talked to my doctors, my psychiatrist, and other medical professionals about my, well, it is recreational. I am not a medical patient. About my recreational use, and never not one of them have said anything negative to me. Why? Because the science has come around and they're realizing that, hey, this actually does work. We need to get it off of it being a Schedule I drug. Because it's not a drug. It's medicine. Talk to your doctor, because like any other medicine, this should be used and treated as one. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. This one was a quick and easy breezy one. I'm going to try not to keep them too long unless you want me to keep them long. Let me know down below in the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment anything. Hey, yo, algorithm, smiley face emoticon. I don't care. Let's smash the algorithm and make this content available to those that need to see it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Again, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Be easy. One love.